Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about common investing mistakes. We all know that investing is an important part of our financial lives, but it's also important to make sure we're doing everything we can to avoid common investing mistakes. In the past few years, we've seen a lot of people make investing mistakes. Some people buy stocks that go down in price and then watch them lose money. Some people invest in companies that are going to fail and then watch their savings disappear, and some people just don't know how to do it right. If you're one of these people, don't worry. We've got your back with this video. This video is designed to help you learn from the mistakes of others so that you can avoid them when it's your turn to invest. Let's dive right into it. Number 1. You think you know everything. As the saying goes, knowledge is power. The more you know about investing, the better equipped you are to make a decision. But just because you know something doesn't mean you're right. There are plenty of things in this world that nobody knows, including the investors who made their money on them. That's why it's important to keep an open mind and learn from others who have a better understanding of investment than you do. Number 2. Ignore fees. Fees are one of the biggest expenses associated with investing, and many people don't even think about them until after they've already made their investment decisions. But fees do matter. They eat away at your returns over time and increase the risk of losing money in the future because they reduce the amount of money in your portfolio overall and thus reduce its growth potential. So if you're not paying attention to fees, they can cost you money and may even cause you to lose money. Number 3. Not having an emergency fund. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, but the biggest mistake I've ever made was not having enough money to cover a major expense. Having an emergency fund can be a lifesaver. It is a money source that you can tap into if you have unexpected expenses. If something unexpected happens, like a car repair or a medical bill, having the money saved will help you manage the situation until your next paycheck. You should have at least 3 months of expenses in an emergency fund so that it covers basic living costs such as rent, mortgage payments, utilities, and food. If you are able to save more than 3 months' worth of expenses, then consider adding money to your fund each month so that it grows over time. Number 4. Trying to time the market. Trying to time the market is a mistake that many investors make. You can't control the market. You can only control your own investments. If you try to time the market, you will be wrong more often than not. I'm not talking about trying to predict where the market will go next week or next month. I'm talking about trying to predict where it will go in any given year. If you want to invest for retirement, for example, then my advice is don't even think about trying to time the market. Don't try to guess what stocks are going up and down next month or this year or next year. Instead, just look at how much money you have saved up so far and then invest it according to your own rules and goals. If you want conservative returns over many years, then put it in bonds. If you want higher returns, then put it into stocks. If you want more risk, take on more risk, whatever works for your situation. Number 5. Falling in love with a company. One of the biggest mistakes investors make is falling in love with a particular company or industry. If you do, you may end up with a portfolio that's 50% or more concentrated on 1 or 2 companies. You could also end up being locked into that company because it's so important to your overall strategy. In either case, this can cause you to miss out on opportunities that would otherwise have been right in front of you. Number 6. Investing too much in one stock. If you invest too much of your portfolio in an individual stock, then it becomes very difficult for the market as a whole to perform well, even if the company does well overall. This is because you've got so much invested in one stock that its outcome will affect how other stocks perform as well. For example, if Apple is doing well and Google is doing poorly, then all these companies will probably be affected by Apple's success or failure over time. Number 7. Investing too much in a mutual fund or ETF. Mutual funds are managed by professional money managers who buy and sell stocks in an attempt to outperform the market as a whole over time. ETF are similar to mutual funds, but trade like stocks on an exchange at a specific price. Both types of mutual funds can provide diversification benefits through their holdings, but they also carry higher fees and can offer less liquidity than individual stocks or ETF with similar holdings and costs would require, especially if you're not familiar with all of your options when choosing which one will work best for you. Number 8. Failing to consider taxes when investing. A stock market is a volatile place. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of buying stocks and forget about taxes. If you're not careful, you could end up paying more in taxes than you would have if you had chosen another investment vehicle. Taxes are an important consideration for investors because they affect the amount of money that can be invested and how much profit can be made from an investment. Taxes reduce the potential return on investments, and if there's any opportunity for you to save more money on taxes, don't skip it. Number 9. Reacting to the media. If you're looking for new investments, it's important that you do your research and don't react to what the market is telling you. If the media says that an investment is a good one, take notice, but don't necessarily act on it. In fact, research has shown that if you follow the advice of financial guru and analysts and invest in stocks or other investments based on their predictions alone, your returns will be much lower than if you simply invested your money in a diversified portfolio of stocks and bonds. Number 10. Lack of patience. The problem with being impatient is that it can make you give up on a good investment idea too soon. You need to keep in mind that you're not going to get rich overnight. You should expect to work at it for many years before seeing any returns on your investments. If you've been investing for a while, you've likely developed a sense of patience. But if you're new to investing, you might not have developed this skill yet. It's important that new investors develop their patience so they can avoid making the same mistakes as those who have been investing longer. It will help you avoid making poor decisions and keep you from giving up on a good investment idea too soon. Number 11. Not diversify the portfolio. The first rule of investing is to diversify your portfolio as much as possible. This means that you should have a broad range of investments that will provide you with varying levels of return over time. Diversification does not mean that you should invest in all types of investments. Rather, it means that the combination of different types of investments within your portfolio will help reduce your overall risk level. For example, if you have an expensive stock that has gone up in value over time, but still has high risks associated with it, such as high volatility or low dividend yield, then it would make sense for you to sell it and replace it with another stock that has lower risks but greater potential for growth over time, such as low volatility and high dividend yield. Number 12. Not review portfolio. How often do you review your investments? You may be surprised to learn that not checking on your portfolio can be one of the biggest mistakes investors make. Some investors believe that because their investments are so diversified, they don't need to review their portfolios as often. But if you review your portfolio regularly, you'll be sure that you aren't missing any opportunities and you'll be able to work with an advisor who's knowledgeable about your needs. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please share it with your friends, family, and anyone else who you think would enjoy it. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments section below. Thank you again for watching. We'll see you in the next video.